What's up, guys? Welcome back to Lynette's Perspective. Thank you so much for joining me, and I so appreciate you guys for clicking on the video today. I really enjoyed this episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta. The ladies are finally back, and usually I just want to watch and not review it, but I am so excited to finally review Real Housewives of Atlanta for their Sweet 16. I have watched RHOA since season 1, episode 1, and I just love seeing the ladies back in action. And I was even glad to see Kenya, even though I am not a Kenya fan. Don't kill me, but Kenya still does make for good TV. And what would RHOA be without her? Just saying. I love the looks, I love the fashions, I love the money, I loved all the glamour and all the opulence. So let's just get right into the episode. But first, if you could do me a huge favor and go ahead and smash that like button if you enjoy my content, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me as well. And thank you so much. So we start off with the introductions, although none are needed for Miss Porsha, whose business has stayed all over social media. And she says that despite everything, she's going to be all right and will come out on top. And clearly she has, because Simon is currently being detained by ICE and she's back on RHOA, getting her life and getting her check. So yes, Porsha is going to be just fine, it seems. And then we get right to Shamea, who we all know very well, surrounded by all of her wealth and opulence. She is wealthy beyond her wildest dreams. She takes an actual elevator up to her bedroom, I think it was, and can probably skip the gym and just walk around her house for her own workouts. Yeah. Then Shamea just goes on and on and on about her rich husband, who apparently installs HVAC units in airports. Okay, I was like, okay. And she talks about going on a first date, I think, and going back to his house where she had to really go to the bathroom. And that was disgusting. We didn't need that. We really didn't need that info. And she advises jokingly for women to do their business at their man's house, because if he still wants to see you after that, girl, he's probably just decided that you're a keeper. And I was like, gross. None of that was needed. Gross. Then she talks about being friends with Porsha back in the day and how Porsha gave her some female grooming advice. And I was like, okay, enough, Shamea. Let's just move on, hon. Shamea is so bougetto. But it makes for great TV. So next we see Drew. And again, we know all her business pretty much from social media. Kenya then comes over, and glad to see Kenya. Again, she makes for good TV. And then Drew talks to her about going through her own divorce, where her ex-husband lives down in the basement of their home, and she's not allowed to go down there. Okay, girl. But she also talks about being friends with Dennis. And Kenya's like, Dennis? Like Porsha's Dennis? And Drew says that she's done 5 movies and is also working on her music, which Dennis is apparently helping her with. So here we go with this storyline of, is Drew dating Porsha's ex? Next. We then move on to Kelly, who is also rich and fabulous. She owns her own restaurant and wrote her own cookbook and so on and so forth. And she's also getting a divorce. So everyone is getting divorced on this show. Was that it? Porsha's getting a divorce? Drew's getting a divorce? Kelly is getting divorced? Might as well be called the Divorce Housewives of Atlanta. But I think Kelly's restaurant is called Nana's Chicken and Waffles. And has anybody ever heard of it that's actually here in the Atlanta area? Because I'm just curious after seeing that. I've never eaten there, but I might actually like to go try it. Anyway, so we get the typical housewives set up for drama and messiness. After all of the introductions, there is a sit down or an event or a party or a grand opening of some sort, and so on and so forth. And one lady talks about another cast member that is not currently present, and the news travels back to the said cast member. Then a showdown ensues once all of the women are brought together. Cue Shamea meeting at a restaurant with her friends when Kelly talks about Porsha. Why did Porsha steal that lady's husband, or something to that effect? Shamea acts all offended, like Porsha is my bestie, and there was no overlap there. She didn't steal him. She wasn't cheating with this man. But Kelly is apparently going to be the voice of the people who say what many of us were thinking. Porsha just stole that lady's husband. Cue next scene where Shamea sits down with Porsha at the strip club to relay that bit of messy information. Like, here's what Kelly was saying about you, girl. And we end the episode with Shamea's big birthday bash, where Porsha will come face to face with Kelly to confront her about what she said. Classic housewives maneuvering and story structure. We've seen it so many times before. So here we are now. We have the two storylines for episode 1. Is Drew dating Dennis now, the father of Porsha's child? And Kelly seems to think that Porsha is some sort of Jezebel. Will the two women go at it at the party? Not in love with these storylines, but it's about what I expected. So let's just go ahead and get right to Shamea's birthday bash, because Cynthia said when they got the invite, it didn't even provide them with an address. It just said, come to Sterling Hall. And I was like, wow. Now, I'm not going to lie. I was kind of wishing that I had gotten the invite to Sterling Hall or whatever this beautiful estate was. But of course, nobody would invite somebody like me. But it was wishful thinking. I was like, I could have went and got a white dress or a white gown and come, because it was so absolutely stunning and beautiful. I loved everything. The estate was gorgeous. I love the inside. I love the outside. I love the decorations. I love the people that she hired. I think there was a lady on stilts playing a violin. The food looked good. The drinks looked good. Everybody looked good. They were all wearing white. I was like, I could have bought a white dress. I wanted to be there just so I could walk around. It was absolutely gorgeous. It was beautiful. Everything that I pretty much expected for Shamea's big birthday bash. I also love that they were wearing all white, and Shamea came down the stairs making her debut in all blue. Loved it. She seemed so excited at first and happy, but then she was worried that her bestie, Miss Porsha, had not bothered to show up and was hella late. Like, how rude could you be? So Shamea goes to see what her birthday gift is. She goes outside, and we already heard about this amazing, beautiful, shiny new Rolls Royce. So Shamea climbs in the front seat. She was having her moment on her birthday, which of course got disrupted by Miss Porsha finally deciding to show up, which to me, again, was even more rude. Like, Porsha, you're late. Can you please get out of the way? Just step over to the side, please. Just step to the side. No, this is not your scene. This is Shamea's scene or her moment. Now back inside, the ladies are all sitting down with Cynthia, who looks absolutely amazing, as she always does, and Miss Kenya Moore, who is like, let's just go ahead and get this drama stirred up. Come on, let's go. Because she asked Kelly directly, what exactly was said about Porsha, yada, yada, yada. And of course, Kelly repeat what she's already said like 8 times at this point. She wants to know why Porsha stole that lady's husband. And like clockwork, Porsha walks up to introduce herself and have a seat with the ladies. Like, oh, what are you all talking about? And what did I say earlier? Now these two women are supposed to confront each other and go at it at this event and totally disrupt the event and take it over while they argue. Wah, 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 wah. Porsha claims she has no idea who Kelly is, but Kelly's like, of course you know who I am because you were talking about me on the blogs, calling me Kel. Because when I saw that, I was like, who is Kel? I was confused. She said her name wrong on purpose. So Porsha looks silly. To me, what Porsha should have said was, I know exactly who you are. I'm not a fan, but I don't want to get into it with you here, especially since I just got here. I just want to sit down and just chat with the ladies. But of course, Porsha and Kelly have to get into it, go back and forth anyway. That's what they've been scripted to do. And it's just such a dumb argument, actually, and so just awkward and uncomfortable that I'm glad Porsha was just like, you know what? I'm over it. I don't feel like talking about it. Let's move on to something else. Hey, how are you? How are you doing? Okay. And Drew cracked me up because Drew was like, wait a minute. What were y'all talking about? What was it? I can't hear you. What'd you say? I didn't know what they said. What's happening? So the ladies are like, okay, it's loud in here. Let's just retreat and go upstairs. Whatever. That so would have been me saying something stupid like that at the bar. That would have been me in my store-bought white dress. Like, wait, what happened? I can't hear. I'm sitting back here. What were y'all saying? Like, girl, bye. Anyway, the women then retreat to the upstairs part of the estate where they can all talk and actually hear each other. And Shamea decides to come right at Drew like, so are you dating Dennis or what? And again, not at all moved by either of these storylines. I just really don't care. But of course, Drew acts completely, put off and offended like, what? But anyway, despite all that, I did actually enjoy the episode overall. I like seeing Shamea and all of her wealth, and I am in love with the house. I am in love with the estate. Most enjoyable moments were seeing the OGs, love seeing Cynthia, even enjoyed seeing Kenya, though as I stated earlier, I'm not a fan, but she still does make the show interesting. And I am glad to see Porsha. Never thought I'd say that, but here we are. Big shout out to you all if you've made it all the way to the end of this video. Please drop down in the comments and let me know what you all thought. Would you give this first episode a thumbs up or thumbs down? Let me know, and I will see you all on the next video. Bye. When they look in my eyes, all they see is pain, but I don't care. Deep in my heart, all the feeling is pain, but I don't care, 'cause I am a winner. I'm telling myself I know I can make it.